And good morning and welcome to the Wild Jokers here on Comedy 24/7 for Phoenix, AM 1260, 96.1 FM. I'm Lynn. He's Brad, hanging out live at the Philadelphia Sandwich Company here in Old Town Scottsdale. How are you, my friend? Good morning.
I'm fabulous today. How are you, Lynn?
Scrambling to the microphone. I see you there, Bradley. Just always moving in a groove. And, well, we got a lot of things going on today. We have tickets to give away for Carlos Mencia, which are kind of a hot ticket around town. Renaissance Festival tickets. Also details on how to enter to win a pair of VIP tickets to hang with us March 22nd at Comerica Theater, which we're going to have a party, the Wild Jokers party. And
that's for Chelsea Handler, in case anybody didn't know she's coming to town.
Yes, and we're going to be partying with her. We're VIPs.
She's so sexy.
And also, there is actually, if you don't win tickets through us, which is the easiest way to do it, there's an option, though. If you want to bring a group, did you hear about this deal?
It's a smoking deal. I can't even believe they put this together
If
for
you
us.
buy 12 suite tickets, and they're not sweet like, hey, that's sweet, man. No, sweet like the suite in a venue.
Right, like
Yeah.
S-U-I-T.
Yes, not
E.
S-W. Yeah, right. So like
S-U-I-T.
sweet.
E.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly. Thank you for the proper spelling there. This is like Wheel of Fortune, where we're spinning letters now.
Wheel of Misfortune, more like.
It is here on the Wild Jokers. Buy 12 suite tickets, you get 4 free tickets or 20% off selected packages and a complimentary drink with the ticket purchase. If you mention 24/7 Comedy Radio for Phoenix or Wild Jokers or Funding 1260 or anything that represents our radio
So they know
station.
you heard about it on the radio station. That's the bottom line.
Right, and it's through Live Nation. You can call 602-514-2919. Once again, 602-514-2919 on that. But we're going to have more details on how you can enter to win for the VIP tickets for March 22nd at Comerica Theater, which is the party with the Wild Jokers and Chelsea, your girl.
Yeah, I wouldn't call her my girl, but
Well,
she's
you love
definitely-
her.
You know, it's funny.
Did you watch the show on E a lot?
I used to watch the show a ton. I still catch it once in a while.
I caught it actually the other night.
The girl I used to date used to really like that show, and she actually got me into it, and it got to the point where even when we weren't dating anymore, I was still watching it, if that tells you anything.
No, I'm
besides looking at Chelsea because she's so nice to look at, she's actually really smart and really funny.
Well, hey, I got to go on a tangent. But before I go on a tangent and rip and a tear, I've got to, we have tickets. We have Renaissance Festival tickets to give away. I'm feeling the giving mood. Is that okay, Brad?
I'm with it. Do it.
Okay, well, I'm a wild man. That's why we're the Wild Jokers. So, caller number 7 right now. We're going to hook you up with a family 4-pack of Renaissance Festival tickets at 602-303-5869. Once again, 602-303-5869. Caller number 7 right now will hook you up. Besides getting hooked up with Renaissance Festival tickets, we got to encourage you to come say hello to us at the Philadelphia Sandwich Company here in Old Town Scottsdale. Right off of, if you take Scottsdale Road, 3rd Avenue, go west, 1st Street, you make a right, go north on, which is Craftsman Court, and it's right next to Dos Gringos. You want a great cheesesteak? And this is authentic. We're actually going to be catching up with Dennis, the owner.
Yeah, he's a neat guy.
The lead guy here.
Good story.
And later in the show,
family business.
But if you want to fill your tummy up, you're going to definitely do it here because the serving sizes are not skimpy,
and they're authentic.
And the authentic is good,
right.
And it's a family-owned business which we're very proud to be partnering up with. But okay, I'm going on a rip and a tear. Pet peeves, we all have them, especially when you start living with somebody new in your life, girlfriend. In particular, I'm in a relationship now and everything. And you've been in several relationships. We've both previously been married and now currently divorced. Do you have any things when you're living with somebody or around friends, for instance, if they come over to your house? Do you have any stories that have just kind of ripped you where it's just like something just gets on your nerves?
Well,
in particular, I've not been over your house, so it can't be me.
Well, you know, it's interesting. The thing I love is when someone comes to your house that's been there a bunch of times, no longer considered a quote-unquote guest in your home, and they leave you little trinkets, like, for example, my old girlfriend, who I hang out with periodically, when she comes over and she'll make herself a coffee, she always leaves me her little sweet and low wrappers on the counter.
That would drive me insane. Okay, I got one.
I sent something to her a couple times, and the last time she was over, I think she did it just to irritate me.
So she's just leaving a little droppings, like a popcorn trail. Well, at least you can locate her.
Well, later when she leaves, I can have something to remind me of her, I guess.
What, debris?
Yeah,
I mean, really.
Debris.
See, here's the thing that here's an interesting one. Girlfriend comes over to the man cave in the back. You know, we live on the same property. We have a very unusual living circumstance. She's got the big house, and I have the guest house in the back because she's got youngins. She's got 2 young ladies, Taylor and Morgan, hello, and then the youngin, 2-year-old Dylan, boy. And they're outstanding. But they have their own little world over there. I mean, the bathroom etiquette on that side of the island is totally different than mine. Mine is kind of like a pristine place. It's a sanctuary. It is somewhere special to go, and it has to be maintained in a certain way.
But see, girls have a problem when it comes to the bathroom.
Here's the
They've got
thing.
so many accessories and tools and so much other crap.
I think that's not the point I'm going.
I'm just saying.
They do have a lot of stuff, but that doesn't go into my man bathroom. No. The problem I have is this. I've discovered through the years, and even through 10 years of marriage, women are far more disgusting than guys.
Well, that's for sure.
No, my lord, you go to the other side of the island, which is the big house, where I go to visit and have dinners. They're lovely meals and a great conversation, but you go to utilize their bathroom. These individuals, and this is my pet peeve, they don't flush. I said, what are you trying to do? Save water? No, I mean, there's a land barge that is floating around. That's
because they have so many things they do in there. That's just one
how
thing.
Can you forget? Those are something that you just can't forget.
See, well, that's the difference between guys and girls. Guys go in the bathroom, you do your business, and you leave. A girl goes in the bathroom, spends 45 minutes in there doing God knows what. But how do you forget
that? I mean, this is another thing. There's another thing I've discovered.
I'm telling you, it has to do with maybe like the hot curlers near their hairs. Like when they're flat ironing their hair, something maybe affects.
You
the
get preoccupied and you just let it soak.
Like
that's
they have
wrong.
So many things to distract them, tools and makeup and other crap.
Pet peeve number 2. Do you ever go to friends' houses and immediately scamper to the bathroom? I mean, if it's an emergency, I get it. I'm understanding and compassionate if you have stomach problems or you're not feeling well. But, I mean, I have actually just friends that just are just giddy to come over and destroy my bathroom. I have a problem with this because I do not ever want to go to somebody's house and actually be that just disgusting.
Well,
this is a disgusting problem. This is a pet
I will
peeve.
say, hold on a second. I will say one thing in defense of certain people out there like myself that have stomach issues.
Do you have a bad colon?
I've got serious issues.
Do you really?
Yeah, I really do. And it's one
fortunately,
of those
you've
things,
been over to my house and you didn't. Thank you.
Yeah,
you were kind to my house.
Yeah, well, I try to be strategic, but that's something that for the rest of us that have issues, sometimes you just can't deal with it. Now, there are friends that just like to go in and destroy your bathroom as a sport.
And
that's
have
a different
them.
story.
I mean, no, this is like
That's not what I'm talking
the
about.
Olympics of going into bathrooms. I mean, I just have never in recent months I've just discovered this etiquette, and it's just very strange to me. Maybe I lived in a cave for so long. Maybe I lived up in the high country in a cave. I don't know, but this is just something I'm finding out.
You would think that your bathroom has to be worse living up there.
Well, no, because what you mean by myself.
Yeah, I guess.
But I just it's funny with just this little pet peeve thing. Also, another thing on back to your little sweet and low wrappers. I have a girlfriend that leaves straws everywhere. It's like a popcorn trail back to the house. She has to drink every drink she has with a straw, and I don't understand that one either. She has to find straws.
You know what's interesting? This is a little side fact for you.
It is.
I heard recently that if you drink your drinks with a straw, it's better for your teeth.
Oh, I think it would be the opposite.
No, really, because if you think about it, when you drink something like with your lip up to a cup, it goes right along your teeth. But when you drink a straw, the straw's behind your teeth. Think about it.
See, Brad, you teach me something new.
I'm just telling you, that's something
day.
I heard recently. I don't know where I heard it, but they were saying that a lot of women now drink every drink with a straw because they want to keep their teeth white.
Well, as I said, I just had to get that off my chest. The pet peeve of the day here. Live. I'm sure everybody here at the Philadelphia Sandwich Company just really loved to have that discussion live here at the restaurant. But it was just something.
Breakfast.
Well, considering this, we bring our families into the show here just a little bit. I always have something to bring to the dance because whether it be conversation at the dinner table or just going into someone's house and how they have etiquette.
Yeah, see, now we're starting a trend. It's like bowel movements and breakfast on the Wild Jokers.
Well, it's the B&B segment of the show, yes. Well, coming up next, actually, we're going to be catching up with our friend Howard Hughes, who actually has a stand-up Scottsdale.
What a cool dude, actually.
Very cool dude. When it comes to his theory and concept of having a comedy club, I think it's just right on the money. Fascinating interview. He's a fascinating person to get to know.
Just the fact he peeled the crust out of his eyes to get up this early.
Yeah,
I still don't think he went to bed, whatever, but
Well, but that's owning a club. You used to own a bar. You understand.
I know how it
It's
works.
an all-nighter type deal. But we'll be catching up with him next here on the Wild Jokers live from the Philadelphia Sandwich Company here in Old Town Scottsdale. Don't go anywhere. You're listening to 24/7 Comedy Radio for Phoenix, AM 1260, 96.1 FM. We'll be right back.
Looking for food, fun, and libation? Come to Cactus Jack's Ahwatukee Tavern, featuring happy hour Monday through Friday from 4 to 7 with $1.75 well drinks. Thursday night karaoke. Every Friday, live music. Don't forget to show up for our poker tournaments on Saturdays, Sundays, and Mondays. Come to Cactus Jack's, located at 4747 East Elliott Road, or contact us today, 480-753-4733.
Hey, Len, where are you?
What the hell?
Seriously, Len, where are you?
What the hell?
Okay, this isn't Who's on First, Len. Where are you?
I'm at the What the Hell Bar and Grill in Mesa.
Really? Isn't that the place that has the all-you-can-eat breakfast 7 days a week starting at 7 o'clock and includes drinks? What about breakfast specials and coffee every day, daily lunch specials, happy hour Monday through Friday from 4 to 7 with half-price appetizers? And don't forget the Friday night all-you-can-eat fish fry. Not to mention pool tournaments Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Saturday. And every Friday and Saturday night, live entertainment, classic rock starting at 9 o'clock. Not to mention, I believe that's the spot we're doing one of our comedy shows.
And Brad, yes it is. We are actually having the Wild Jokers Comedy Night premiere March 4th, which is once again Tuesday, March 4th. Wild Jokers Comedy coming to the What the Hell Bar and Grill in Mesa.
Yeah, isn't that at 7303 East Main in Mesa?
Yes, it is. You can contact them also at 480-380-6000. Once again, that's 480-380-6000, or you can find the What the Hell Bar and Grill on the web at www.whatthehellbar.com.
Hey guys, this is Stacy Grandal, aka Boss Lady, coming at you from the Man Spot here in Old Town Scottsdale, where men stay men and women are allowed. Yes, I said allowed. This is a place created for guys. So come kick off Valentine's Day with us. Just kidding. I meant Blue Ball Month. Mention Blue Ball specials and Wild Jokers. Give us a call, 480-686-8538, and do check out our menu because it's full of laughs. SimplicitySimpleSkincare.com. Again, 480-686-8538, and stay manly, men.
And now we're here with Jeff from Orangutan Home Services, actually Orangutan Security, which is part of Orangutan Home Services. How are you today, Jeff?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing great. So Tell us a little bit about Orangutan Security.
Well, Orangutan Security is a 15-year-old company. Been in the Valley protecting homes and families from bad things that are going to happen, because we all know it's going to happen eventually. We are also a authorized Security Networks dealer, and Security Networks does all of our monitoring. We do the installation. It's a great partnership, and we just protect families every day.
So what do you think is one of the biggest concerns of homeowners in the Valley?
I think home invasions would be the biggest concern people have, with Arizona being the number one leader in home invasions. If you take Detroit, New York, and you add them together, Arizona's still bigger than.
Well, I'm actually from Detroit, so that makes me
it.
Feel a little better, I think.
Yeah, well,
I don't know, maybe because I moved here, it affected the number.
I wonder what you were doing for a job in New York,
maybe
or
some
Detroit
people,
before.
Maybe they followed me, I don't know.
Maybe you were the one doing the home invasions.
Yeah, right.
So if we want to keep our homes protected from you, you need to want to get one of our security systems.
So what's something special, let's say, that you guys offer with your home security system?
We offer remote panic buttons with every alarm system for this reason. This way you can take that remote panic button, put it wherever you spend the most time, in bed, Brad, you in the bathroom.
Well, yeah, I think you were all right the first time.
So you could carry it around with you. You could take it outside with you. You're in your yard, something happens. I mean, even something as simple as a stray dog comes in your yard, and you don't want to go near it. You don't want to get bit by a dog. It hurts, right? So you can press that panic button. It calls the police department. The police show up to your house. They know where you are. They know who you are because they were dispatched by Security Networks, and they're there to help you, and you let the professionals take care of what they do.
And you can literally have it anywhere in your house you want. It literally can just be in your hand, in your pocket, around your neck.
Absolutely.
Fabulous. Okay, well, how do we get a hold of you, Jeff?
You can reach us at 1-800-O-SERVICE and just ask for the security department.
So it's definitely a good place to call if you need any kind of home security help, monitoring, installation, and the remote panic button. That in itself is worth, I think, anything. And you said that the systems actually cost nothing to install?
Yep. Actually, we have our specials where for our customers, we do a zero upfront cost, and it's just a low monthly monitoring rate.
So basically, you're going to pay monitoring no matter what kind of alarm you have.
Absolutely.
So in this case, you're just paying the monitoring, and you get the alarm system with it.
There you go. And we're going to install it, too.
That's great. So call 1-800-O-SERVICE, ask for the security division, and get your security system installed today.
And welcome back to the Wild Jokers here on 24/7 Comedy Radio for Phoenix, AM 1260, 96.1 FM, hanging out live at the Philadelphia Sandwich Company here in Old Town Scottsdale. I'm Len, he's Brad, and it is our second segment, which we do have our featured guest this week, which is the visionary, the owner, and runs the whole joint at Stand Up Scottsdale, Mr. Howard Hughes. How are you, Howard?
I'm good.
Doing good. I mean, you're just
Yeah.
waking up. I mean, we are a morning show here. I know it's kind of hard when you have an entertainment venue and waking up this
He
early.
hasn't even had his coffee yet.
No, what? How early is it right now?
It's too early. Too
It
early.
is?
I mean,
Okay.
it is a Saturday morning. It's in the 9 o'clock hour. So for a comedy guy, this has got to be.
I thought it was still Friday night.
No, it's run over
Oh.
basically. You haven't gone to sleep, I take
No,
it.
I have not.
So just
The
a
weekend.
little background because we are. I mean, I've been around here forever, and Brad, you've had a long run living here, but this is a transient state, so there's a lot of newcomers. And I like painting the picture of your venue and what it is. And I love Scottsdale. I mean, I've been, living on and off and been a part of the Scottsdale community since the late 70s as a little kid. But your vision of your club and the comedians you get in, just a little background on it, when it started and going forward.
Well, as you said, I am a visionary.
Yes.
I see things that aren't really there.
I think we all do in entertainment in some way. We're kind of dreamers in this business.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing with me. I've never been a dreamer. People have always been, wow, was it your dream to be a comedian or to have a comedy club? And I've just never had a dream in my life. I never had a desire.
Really?
Never. I never thought, I'm going to be this or I'm going to be that or I'm going to do this.
It just kind of landed?
Yeah. Just good things happen to me. It's crazy.
But that's okay. Are you Irish?
We're gonna have to
I mean,
rub-
that's-
I don't know.
okay, the
I'm
luck of
Irish
the Irish
Hungarian.
right there.
I
Okay.
don't know. We're gonna rub him like a Buddha before we leave here.
Really, it's not that kind of show, Brad. Please,
Easy there, Tiger.
I'm blushing over here. So
This is Friday night.
yeah, it totally is. Did you invest in it? Did it land? Was it something
No,
that?
I'll tell
what
you
was
what
the story?
happened. I always wanted to be I always thought I was funny, in school. And you said you've been here since the 70s. I went to Thunderbird High School.
Okay.
And Moon Mountain Grade School. And I was always getting in trouble, for doing funny things.
Yeah.
Or just like
So you're a
mischievous
goofball in school
things.
too. I went to 4 different high
Kind of.
schools, so I understand.
Yeah,
They
yeah.
asked me to leave quite a few times.
Yeah, there you go. Well, that's
Is that why it took you 6 years to get out of high school?
Yeah, about 8.
Okay.
That's what happens when high schools started protecting their graduation stats. They're like, "Ugh, we better get this one out of here. And I just never did it. And then I was living in Mexico City for a while, and I was in my 30s. And I was
What drove you down to Mexico City? I hear it's beautiful
hot
city.
chicks.
Oh, really? I'm sure.
Oh my God, my ex-wife she's still amazing, and it's
You have one of those too. It seems like the whole dais here has ex-wives.
Oh,
We all have ex-wives.
Yeah, we all have ex-wives.
yeah, but mine is like her aesthetic beauty.
Okay.
Still overrides
It's just the rest.
every other
Really?
negative thing
So
about
you did
her.
very
Really?
well when it comes to the looks department.
Yeah, yeah.
Good for
it's
you.
amazing. Like
Good for
I can't remember.
Do you still get visitation with her?
Oh yeah. Okay.
Okay.
We have no kids, so and
That's the right way to do it.
No
She-
kids. That's
Bingo.
why. There you go.
she was an actress in Mexico City, and then I had a business there, and my business partner was a nefarious guy, and he did some things, and so I kind of wanted to regroup, and I was like, well, let's move back to the States. We'll go to Hollywood. I've always wanted to be there. You can act,
Right.
And
There is opportunity. I worked in LA radio too.
Oh, really?
And
Yeah.
it's all who you know in that market. I mean, it's crazy.
Yeah, it really is something. And we had been together for about 7 years then. And, LA is just a horrible place for two people. And one of them super hot.
Yeah,
Right.
bored.
Yeah.
There is a lot of temptation.
Really
That's a good way to
is.
put it. Temptation.
Yes.
That's
It
what they
really
call it.
is,
Yeah.
And that's just kind of. I took a comedy class there.
Okay.
Which I hated. The guy was fine, but I hated it, and I kind of started doing comedy. And when I got divorced, I came back here to regroup because I couldn't afford.
Well, once you get divorced, it's easy to do comedy.
You know what?
You have material immediately.
It's still
amazing.
hard to do good comedy, but it's easy to do.
Well, at least I could say get some good material. I should say. Yeah,
Well, you get material.
yeah, that's for sure.
And that's what separates my club from a lot of other clubs. And I'll get to that in a minute. But then when I moved back here, somebody said, I had a buddy who was kind of a road comedian, and he's like, well, you're going to want to, get in this one particular club here. And I did, and it was super lame. And
Not good, huh?
oh my gosh, you know what? My GPS says it's right near here. It's,
Okay.
Oh, it's right here at the end of the street. I call it the hamster cage.
Okay, gotcha.
And
Just didn't work on so red hot, it sounds like.
Oh, it worked out great. I mean, I
you
became
do?
a regular there within like a year and a half of starting comedy, which felt great
That's
to me.
unbelievable.
Yeah,
you're like a rookie still.
Here's the thing.
Yeah.
It was totally unbelievable, but it was also a sign of the kind of comedy that goes on there.
Ah,
And,
okay.
Oh, I see what you're
Gotcha.
saying.
that was very good compared to most people there. And people would come up, oh man, wish we'd heard more of you instead of the headliner. And to be fair, at that time he was hiring very bad, not good headliners.
Okay.
But once that wears off, you kind of go, you know what, I'm not very good 2 years.
Well, you need to be challenged. I think it's sort of like being in the minor leagues. You got to go to the next level.
Yeah.
It's like sports in that way.
No, most definitely. And you can get sidetracked a lot by people telling you, oh, you're funny and this and that. And being funny is the easiest part. Being interesting and maybe making people care about why they're laughing and listening.
Exactly.
Much more difficult than just saying something funny to make somebody laugh.
I know, and I agree with you. I mean, last night in bed with my girlfriend, I said
Right.
silly
Yeah,
she was saying all kinds of funny things to him.
I had about 10 minutes of silly poop jokes. She was just laughing away, but I know
say.
it's not going to be the same thing when you go on stage.
I thought she was
Right.
laughing when you walked in the room, Nate.
Well, that too, of course. I mean, look at me. I got a face for radio. Come
right,
on now.
we knew that.
But it is true. It is totally two different things. You can be a goofball and make kind of people have giggles.
Yeah.
But when you get on stage and you have to make a room laugh and actually care about it a little bit, there's a whole flip of the
totally
switch.
different.
It is.
It's totally different. And so I left. I had another show over here, Stand Up Sangria, and then Stand Up Scottsdale at the Clarion. And then one of the guys who used to own Anderson's Fifth Estate, they came in. They were trying to put something in there, and they said, hey, why don't you bring it over here? I did. He lost the building a year later. And one of my investors, him and his wife at the time had seen me on New Year's 2 years ago now almost. And they came up to me after like 1:30 in the morning and said, hey, what do you need to own this?
Wow.
Nice.
That's a home run. Talk about
It's
lucky.
crazy.
That's
I
unbelievable.
felt like,
But it just
I felt
lands
like
right
the
in your-
hottest chick
yeah.
at 1:30 in the morning.
It just lands in your lap like that. I mean, that's
totally,
fate.
That's amazing.
It totally did, and
That's like the American dream without even having a dream.
Yeah, no, and
Totally.
that's
That's
crazy.
amazing.
And people always go, we were on the show Bar Rescue, and he kept saying, what's your dream? This is your dream, Howard. Is it to be a comedian or to be a bar owner? And I was like, neither one.
Yeah,
Right.
What don't you understand about this?
Right.
That stopped him in his tracks.
I'm doing them both.
Yeah,
Right,
that's
mix them
great.
together.
That's
Now,
great.
being the owner of the club,
And to be fair, I mean, I not to be fair, I mean it's fair, but I have investors, 7 of them.
Yeah, but
that
you're
have
the
been
face
awesome.
of the club, though.
Yeah.
Really.
yeah,
for
the
most
pitch
part.
guy, face of the operation.
Yeah.
With all the years you've been around it, what do you look for in your comedians coming in? I mean, there's probably a lot of folks that are aspiring because there's a lot of comedians out there. If some guy came knocking to your door, let's say, and said, hey, I want to prove myself, what would you look for in a rising comedian?
For me, they have to have their own point of view, their own way of saying comedy, of giving comedy. And for me, I tell a lot of comedians and a lot of these dopey classes that comedians take, they laughs per minute, and you hear a comedian, oh, I killed that audience. They were laughing the whole time. Well, they paid to laugh.
Right.
They're gonna laugh at any dopey jokes you tell in the moment, but they're not gonna willingly come back to pay to hear those again.
Right.
And I like comedians that are into the control of the audience. They're into the control of their words and their thoughts, and they're not dependent on their laughs. They're dependent on making the audience listen and laughing at the appropriate times and having all sorts of other emotions.
Right.
So you must like people like Stephen Wright.
I love Stephen Wright.
I mean, he is legendary at doing what you're talking about.
One of my favorite comedians was Edgar Allan Poe.
There you go.
There you go.
It is
That's
a
going
good
back.
one.
amazing to say what you want to say the way you want to say it,
Right.
and have people have respond in other ways than just laughter, and still stay there and wait.
Well, you
for the
lock 'em
next
in.
thing you're going to say.
Love
Well, you got
know?
him. You got him mesmerized.
Yeah,
as I always say.
Yeah, it's amazing. I always say there's a difference between watching a bad comedian bomb and a good comedian bomb, and you can charge people to watch a good comedian bomb
Right.
all the time.
Oh, yeah.
because those
They're all
times
over
when
the
they're
place.
not, they're killing it in
Right.
a relevant way that makes people care that they were there to see that.
Right.
It's amazing.
See, and that's the interesting thing. All walks of life and different stories that you get having a comedy club, and also you're doing different nights. I noticed you have. Where did you get your relationship with Esteban?
I'll tell you.
Because I noticed that I just all of a sudden caught my eye. I bought his acoustic guitar on an infomercial one time.
That's awesome.
I got to just tell you, that was very well phrased. How do you get your relationship with
Well, how did
Esteban?
you formulate a relationship with
How
Esteban?
does anybody get in relationship with Esteban?
Well, he does make
Through the guitar.
He does make lovemaking music, for God's sakes, there, Brad. Come on now.
I'll tell you what.
I've been to see him. Don't get me wrong.
He's very talented.
It is one of the most. It's to me. It's in line with the kind of comedy we do.
Mm-hmm.
You know, what he does. There's nobody does it. Nobody's hand looks like that when they're playing the
That's
guitar.
for sure.
fascinating.
It's amazing.
It is the most ridiculously talented thing I've seen. That close live. It's really
always
amazing.
It's interesting because most of the times he performs, it's very intimate venues, so you really are right there. You really get a feel and see what the guy's all about.
I'm sure
it's
the
amazing.
turnout's been exceptional because
It's
he
been
is an
good.
interesting guy.
Yeah, it's been good. He's had an injury, and so
Is he still selling his guitars on TV?
as
I
a
have
matter
not
of
seen
fact,
it.
he's back.
Is
He's getting back here pretty soon.
Really?
See,
Yeah,
that would be
the guitars
great
and-
because I bought one of them. They were fantastic, and this was like back about 12 years ago.
I
And
know that was a great idea for him to do.
But I'm a
that.
late night infomercial guy. I'm really kind of geeky about that. I really enjoy it. I can watch 6 hours straight of infomercials, and that's my late night entertainment myself.
His whole kitchen is just blenders.
Yeah, Ron
Very
Coe.
He's
Ron
got
Coe.
everything from Ron
Blenders.
Popeil that was ever made.
Well, how long have you had the club here in Scottsdale?
Almost 2 years. In March 12th, it'll be 2 years that we've owned it. And I was producing shows there for about 8 months before that. But 2 years will be the ownership of it. And the neat thing about our club is that we don't do any of the traditional sort of comedy things that clubs have to do.
Right. To me, just doing a little backdrop and doing some homework, you seem like the alternate version of the comedy clubs that are out there, where it's just a different vibe. Where to me, it just seems a lot more free and expressive. You're not pigeonholed.
Yeah.
Which I really appreciate.
I tell people like the other clubs. I mean, the real clubs in town. There are three bona fide clubs, liquor licenses. They own everything, and that's me. That's the Stand Up Live, and that is the Tempe Improv. And there's a brand new one coming in, Rick Bronson's House of Comedy.
Yeah, we heard about that.
Yeah,
It's supposed to be a pretty big venue, I heard.
Well, I heard it was 400 or 500, but then last night I heard it was 325.
Okay.
So that's like a medium-sized one, and that'll be up in City North. And more good comedy clubs makes comedy better.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
they're gonna be fighting for it.
absolutely.
I mean, we were just at there's a contest happening right now, Arizona's Funniest Comedian Contest, that's hosted by the Improv and Stand Up Live. And they had their first show last night, and it was good to be out there and to see everybody, and you could just tell who comes from which club, or
Making
where
a
they get their
circuit.
influences from, and it's just awesome to see the people that are really taking chances and saying
Okay.
not just things for shock value,
Right, shock and awe,
or-
as I always
Dice
say.
Clay style. but right,
yeah, or I mean, there was lots of chair humping last night. I gotta admit, and it's just it hurts your soul. It not much because the performer's doing it, but more because the audience is laughing at it.
Right.
Any dancing or chair humping or Mexicans in the kitchen jokes.
It's kind of old
It
hat
hurts.
already.
Yeah,
it
it's
really
old hat.
Yeah.
it really hurts.
It
a
turns into the
comedian's
Gong
soul.
Show all of a sudden.
Yeah,
It's
it's
not
really
pleasant.
it's unpleasant to watch.
It's a bowel movement's more fun. I hear
It
you.
is.
Well, let me get your thoughts on this because you see so many people coming through your club, Stand Up Scottsdale. Who are some of the up and coming talent here locally that you like personally? Because I always like giving a shout out because there's a lot of talented folks that are out there that live here locally in the market, and I love homegrown talent.
Yeah. Well, some of the guys that do my club on a regular basis, Mike Kennedy, Michael Turner, Diedrich Shelton. There's a guy, Christopher Royer, who
Yep.
Chris
We
Royer,
had him on our show.
he's been on the show.
I'll tell you what, that guy. He doesn't come into my club.
We'll get him in there.
Well, yeah, he's a
But
friend of the show.
He's a friend of the show. We had him on our first
Yeah.
show. Yeah, he's great.
He's that guy's got something to say, and he wants to say it the way he wants to say it.
He's a banker by trade, right?
Is he really?
Yeah, he
He's
works
a- yeah.
at our bank.
He's
actually.
really?
our banker, which is funny enough. We landed
Right.
our business bank account with a comedian.
Yeah.
How apropos is this?
It's just a
Yeah.
bad joke getting ready to start,
Yeah,
So-
and I've only seen him perform once at the Hidden House, and I mean it was really good. Matt Storrs, Jill Bryan, she's one of the veterans that really just keeps pushing the envelope and saying what she wants to say, how she
And
wants
those
to
are the
say
best.
it.
The free spirits of comedy. I'm with you.
It really
somebody
is.
just lets it fly.
You know when somebody's just performing for you, something they've performed 1,000 times, and it's entertaining.
You can tell sometimes, though.
You can totally
Yeah.
tell, without a doubt, and then you can tell when somebody's up there, and they don't care if you laugh.
They're just
Right.
working
They
it.
want
They're
you
working
to.
it.
Yeah, they're
Yeah.
working it.
And they
Yeah.
expect you to, but you're going to laugh on their terms and not on yours because they made some dopey motion. Or,
See, I respect that. The more intellectual comedians that seems
Yeah.
like are the ones that do that pretty well.
Well, Howard,
I think so.
it has been awesome talking to you. We're going to be giving out stand-up Scottsdale tickets as well,
Oh, cool.
Brad. We're
We
going to
are.
be doing plenty of giveaways at this show all through the week and everything here on the Wild Jokers here on 24/7 Comedy Radio for Phoenix, Funny 1260 AM, 96.1 FM. But also, before we let you go, because we're going to be up against the break here in a couple minutes, what are some of the future events coming up at Stand Up Scottsdale? Obviously, we spoke about Esteban coming in, which I think is definitely, when I saw that on the website, I was like, how cool is that?
Yeah, Esteban is every Thursday. Tonight is the last night with Godfrey,
Okay.
the white one, or the black one rather,
Right.
not the white one.
Right.
And then this weekend is Jenny Kober. We've got Andy Kindler coming in, the judge from Last Comic Standing, a
I've
couple
seen him.
years
Yep.
back.
Mhm.
Joe DeVito, Tom Rhodes, Pete Dominic from Fox and CNN. It's my club. We only give you relevant comedy. If we book them, you should see them. We're the only.
See, that's the way I like
And see
leaving it.
and
right there.
then now you have like full menu food, drinks, all that
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah, it's
got all
bar
that.
food.
Bar food, but
and we
whatever.
got a couple bars. And we have the only club in town with a money back guarantee. All you have to do, you buy your tickets online, you come in, you stay for the show, and you come up and you tell me you didn't like the show, and I'll give you your money back.
Wow.
See, that's a guarantee.
That's putting your
right
money
there.
where your mouth is.
Yeah,
Really.
that
Literally.
really is.
Literally.
Hey, nice time for especially couples to go out. The lovely Michelle and I definitely going to be taking a part in this.
So where is this place? We need to tell
Yeah.
everybody where to go.
Boom! It's in the historic Anderson's Fifth Estate building where David Spade started and Howard Dean, and 6820 East Fifth Avenue, right across Indian School from the Hotel Vallejo.
Howard, thank you so much. It's Howard Hughes, stand-up Scottsdale, the visionaries I like to call him. Definitely, you're going to have a great night, he guarantees it. And you can actually guarantee to have a great meal here live. We're broadcasting Wild Jokers right now as we speak at the Philadelphia Sandwich Company here in Old Town Scottsdale. We have some details actually on some great meal deals here coming up next year on the Wild Jokers. Don't go anywhere. You're listening to 24/7 Comedy Radio for Phoenix, AM 1260, 96.1 FM. We'll be right back.
Autobahn Mortgage, 602-980-LOAN. That's 602-980-5626. Call Autobahn Mortgage for all your commercial and residential mortgage needs. We are friendly, fast, and efficient. 602-980-LOAN. You can also see us on the internet, www.autobahnmortgage.com. Call us today, 602-980-LOAN, 602-980-5626.
We have been in the gift-giving spirit, but Chelsea Handler, that's going to be coming to town to Comerica.
Smoking hot.
Smoking hot, but one thing here on the Wild Jokers, we want to hook people up here to go see the best comedians in town. So we hooked Kelsey Nordahl up here of Scottsdale. Congratulations, that is our first winner in our big giveaway for our tickets.
And you know what the funny part was? You know what she said?
What's
she
that?
said, I really wanted to go to that show. And I said, now you're going.
Exactly, and it's when we're out and about, the Wild Jokers, we are wild in that way where we want to fix you up with some of the best tickets in town, and that was just for all hanging out at the Philadelphia Sandwich Company here in Old Town Scottsdale, so congratulations.
And we're here at Orangutan Home Services. If you need anything repaired, serviced, replaced on your home, these are the guys to call, 602-906-0111. And I'm here with Jordy. So, Jordy, what do you have for us today?
All right, Brad, what we got for you today is summer's right around the corner. There's going to be a 100-degree day here shortly. Calling in today, mention the code BRAD, and tell us when you believe the first 100-degree day is going to be. And just by calling in, we're going to give you a free 1-year maintenance program. And if you actually guess the right day, you're going to be entered into our free air conditioning giveaway. And we're going to be giving a high-efficiency unit away to the person that guesses the first day for 100 degrees. So let's get out of the hot and get into the cold.
Wow, a free air conditioning conditioner if you guess the first 100-degree day. So you're going to take and do like a raffle kind of situation?
We're going to do a raffle because I'm sure there'll be more than one person going in that, and I don't think, Brad, you want to pay for $10,000 units and put about 10 of them out there, but we're going to go ahead and do one, and we're going to also sponsor with our Lennox International, which they're going to go ahead and give the unit, and we're going to go ahead and give the labor, and that's with that partnership, you can't beat it. And we're going to put the maintenance program on top, and all we ask is go tell your friends of what a great job we did and how cold it is in your house.
Well, we know how it is in the Valley of the Sun. It's definitely hot here in the summer. Free air conditioning unit. Enter today. Call 602-906-0111. Make sure you mention that you want to be entered into the raffle for the free air conditioning unit, and also make sure you give the first 100-degree day. So guess the first 100-degree day, and you could win an air conditioning unit from Orangutan Home Services. That is a humongously generous offer. Thank you so much, Jordy. We really appreciate you guys.
Thanks, Brad.
And welcome back to the Wild Jokers here on 24/7 Comedy Radio for Phoenix, AM 1260, 96.1 FM. I'm Len, he's Brad, hanging out live. I love being on location because we always get fed at the Philadelphia Sandwich Company here in Old Town Scottsdale. You got to come down and say hello to us because we are broadcasting live. Besides the fact, the food, I mean, you're stuffing your mouth right now.
It's good.
See, that's mission
looks
accomplished.
like some
right
mac
there.
and cheese there.
Yeah, he's just goring himself right here
And
because
the sauce is ridiculous.
see, you get to eat and I have to talk, so just keep eating
Planned
away.
it that
buddy.
way. That's
Keep
why.
eating.
That's why I started munching them when you started talking.
Well, you got to come on down to get. Besides great sandwiches, you got the onion rings going. What do you got there, Brad? What are you having? What are you chowing down on?
Mozzarella.
It's a mozzarella that's the most ridiculous breading I've ever had on a mozzarella.
All right,
stick.
I got to tell the folks where we're at. 4225 North Craftsman Court here in Scottsdale. We actually have to sit down, and the visionary, as I keep calling everybody who has a business, but there are business owners nowadays are visionaries with the tough economy and everything because they're going after it, and I really appreciate that. That's awesome. Dennis Link, thank you, number one, for having us.
Oh, you're welcome. You're welcome.
I just really think this is a really, really neat place. And I live in the extreme southeast valley, so I came this direction and just discovered you. Me and my girlfriend, the lovely Michelle, are going to be dining here because, number one, the room in here, the pillars out front. I mean, it is very grand to come in here and have a dining experience.
It is, and it's like totally opposite from what it used to look like on Fifth Avenue and Scottsdale Road.
Well, how did it used to look? Paint the picture and the evolution, let's say, of the business.
We're in our 10th year in business in Old Town Scottsdale. The corner property was about 700 square feet. Mm-hmm. The building was constructed in the 40s, so we had issues with the air conditioning.
It was fully updated, is what you're trying to tell us.
I mean, I was a builder in New Jersey before we came out here, and my boys were running the place on the corner. Mm-hmm. And they'd call me out every week. You know, Dad, we got a 220 coming out of the 110 outlets.
Nice.
You had
a mess, in other words.
Yeah, we had plumbing. We got all kind of issues. So we were itching to get out of there, but it took us 4 years to find a place to come over to. And then one day I was driving down here on the way over to do a repair over there, and I told my son, I said, I saw an available sign on Craftsman's Court.
And the rest is history.
And I just came over here and met with the landlord, and it was we got her in.
This is a big room, and you can do a lot with it. What is the square footage on the restaurant here?
This is 4,000 square feet. So we're probably one of the only restaurants in Old Town that went from 700 square feet to 4,000
square feet. Yeah, that's 6 times your old space.
Yeah,
that says something about the product, obviously.
So now we're doing we're trying to get more deliveries. We're on Grubhub. We're on Eat24. We're on Eat Street, and I think we're top on the billing for each of those now too. For we would deliver late night till 3 a.m.
See, that's really cool when you get the late night munchies, especially being here in Old Town. There's a lot of partying going on, but also one thing that's really attractive within the local region here. Within there is a distance on this, but you do have free delivery.
We do have free delivery,
which is really cool.
Yeah,
I just think that's a nice entity to it. Especially, is it all go till late at night, the free delivery, or no? Is it? It is.
And I've made some of these free deliveries, and I know why people are calling in for delivery.
I can only imagine.
They got the munchies late at night.
Yeah.
I really like that because actually, after a late night of having some fun, maybe dancing the night away and having some adult beverages, I'd rather go home and have food at my house than sitting in a crowded restaurant that's open 24 hours. and doing it that way.
Exactly.
And this to me makes a lot more sense when it can be delivered to you.
Yeah. So with the delivery, and then when the bars close at 2 a.m, then they come in here, and we try to sober them up too before they go home.
Yeah.
That's a good thing as
So
well.
that's a good
Talk
thing.
about your menu a little bit. What are your specialties? Because you are the real deal. You are from the Philadelphia area, so you're bringing the cuisine here to Arizona.
Exactly. I'm from Vineland, New Jersey, and Vineland is the largest city in New Jersey. Not too many people know that.
I did not know that.
And it's based on the square footage, because in Vineland we have an eggplant parade, we have a Miss Eggplant. I mean, it's all about the vegetables
Right.
in Vineland, and Vineland's the name even got. They used to have grapes, then Welch's grape juice started there
Really?
way back when.
Wow.
I mean, it's kind of funny. I'm glad you say this, because a lot of people that are from the West Coast they think of New Jersey or Philadelphia or New York, and it's just city. They don't think that there's a lot of agriculture back in the East, which I've visited
Yeah.
several times.
Yeah.
There's a lot of farmland, and there's a lot. It's very different, night and day, when you just kind of get out of the city sprawl or the city entity right
Exactly.
there.
And that's why they differentiate South Jersey from North Jersey, because North Jersey is all that industrial stuff, and then South Jersey is the farms. There's a lot of farms. And then, being a kid, we used to go to Philadelphia.
Yeah, because you're right there.
We're right there.
Yeah.
We're 40 minutes away.
Right.
We're a couple hours from Washington. We're a couple hours from New York, and an hour from Atlantic City. So, my favorite sub shop was the White House in Atlantic City, and it's ironic because this place used to be called the White House.
Oh, that's really
Really?
crazy. Wow.
How weird is that?
That's really weird.
That's kind of strange.
Yeah.
Now, 10 years back, previous, what made you leave the East and pick Scottsdale, Arizona? Because what was it? What was the drive to come to Scottsdale, Arizona?
Well, there was a couple things going on. My wife had finished her doctor's degree at Widener University, and she went to University of Pennsylvania in Philadelphia.
Mm-hmm.
And she's a women's health expert, nurse practitioner, and she was looking around for something new to do for her career. And Arizona is very, very beneficial for nurse practitioners. And she got a job at ASU because they had nurse practitioners that operated their own clinics and everything.
Oh, wow.
So that's what she started. And I had a construction business, and never intended on moving.
Right.
I had a construction business for 20 years in New Jersey, and she made up her mind to pursue this job, and I said, well, okay, let's go, let's do it, because I had never been to Arizona before,
And the rest is history.
The rest is
just
history,
kind of
yeah.
was a magnet from there.
And it's funny because then my son, we're all Eagle Scouts, my two sons and myself, and we like to cook and that kind of stuff. But my older son he really liked to cook. Like when he used to go out camping, he'd cook instead of hamburgers and hot dogs. He'd do fillets and shrimp
make some real nice
scampi.
stuff.
Yeah.
Duck à l'orange on your campsite.
Yeah, we'd fry turkeys.
That's a heck of a way to go camping.
That's
I'm
pretty
in.
cool.
Yeah, so my son Aaron, he I could just tell he loved to cook. So we came out here, and then his first job in a kitchen was at the Pita Jungle, and I'm sure that's
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
that's
Been
well
there.
known. That's very good food, and he learned how to be the sous chef for the Pita Jungle, and he really liked it. And then his roommate at ASU worked at the Philadelphia Sandwich Company, the original owners.
Oh, wow. That's interesting.
And the original owners were also from New Jersey, from Atlantic City.
Okay.
So we got in there, and they were kind of getting tired of it, and they were cousins, and they wanted to move on, and then we came in, and my son gave me a cheesesteak, and he said, Dad, we should invest in this this enterprise.
And you went after it.
And that's what we did. I just I invested in my son pursuing the Philadelphia Sandwich Company, and I figured, I can repair the place, and he can do all the cooking, and my younger son James can
See, but a family operation, and that's something
Fill it in,
that's
yeah.
great. To me, it's the dream come true when you can have a family outfit, because we're losing that as a country in a lot of ways. The mom and pop is kind of wasting away. It's great
Yeah.
to see a family operation. That's why I encourage people to come out and support you, because it is the American dream.
Well,
It is.
It is.
And not only that, it's a successful endeavor because, obviously you can't be around for 10 years in this town and not have good food.
That's true.
People here are definitely...
Scottsdale in particular.
Especially now that there's so many options to eat. And when you have a place that's definitely exceptional, that stands out from the crowd. And that, having been here for 10 years speaks loudly, especially the fact that you've increased the size of your operation so much. That just says a lot right there.
Yeah, and I think the fact that we do it homemade too, we slice the steak every day. We get it so thin that you can see through it.
Ooh, that's how I like it.
You know,
Let's just some of your couple of your specialty dishes that are the most popular though for the folks if they've never been down here before.
well, I'd say for someone from the East Coast and is used to a regular cheesesteak,
Yeah.
the Whiz Wit. It's you have to talk Philly talk. So you say
I'm learning.
The Whiz is the cheese, and wit is with onions.
Yeah, with the grilled onions.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay, in Philly you don't
Right.
say the H. You don't say with. You say
Yeah,
wit.
I noticed on your menu you can say wit or without.
Wit or without. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you gotta.
Okay,
That's
I'm
exactly
getting it.
what it says.
I'm a kid from the West Coast, so this is great. I'm
Yeah, so
learning.
without. So from Philly, you always talk that way. You forget
Okay.
about it. You kind of put all your words together,
and just run it all together.
run it all together,
Okay.
and with or without, and that's how you order your sandwich.
So you would recommend that? That's the
So that's the number
home
one. But the funny thing is, this is Scottsdale, and we have done a spin on the traditional Philadelphia cheesesteak. Out here, one of the most popular sandwiches, which you will not find in Philadelphia, is a sandwich called the Bada Bing.
The Bada Bing.
The Bada Bing.
No, we all know about that.
And the Bada Bing, along with the barbecue bacon cheesesteak. If you go to Philadelphia and ask for that, they'll think you're crazy. So we call that the West Coast cheesesteak, or the Scottsdale.
Well, the Bada
cheesesteak.
Bing sounds pretty good.
The
I
Bada
mean,
Bing and the barbecue.
your marketing's
bacon.
very good because I'm a West Coast guy. I'm born
Yeah,
in
yeah.
California, so the Bada Bing sounds like right up my alley.
That's-
It sounds fantastic.
That's one.
I love it.
and that's a fantastic sandwich. You know.
Dennis, before we cut you loose, how can people, phone number, website, Facebook if you have it, location, give all your resources for folks to find you?
Well, the best thing to do is, I would say the phone number right now, the way technology is going, is probably the last thing you want to remember because it's going to be the hardest to remember.
Right.
So I would just say go on Facebook. We're inching. We're 10 years. We almost have 10,000 people on Facebook. We're up at We're touching 9,000. So in the next couple months, we want to hit that 10,000 mark. So we're asking the listeners to like us on Facebook, and on Facebook you can also do your online ordering. We have a plugin right on the
that's
Facebook.
cool.
So Facebook kind of takes care of everything, and it also links you to our webpage. But
So what's your Facebook address? It's the facebook.com/what?
it's just Philadelphia Sandwich Company.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah,
That's
just
easy.
it's real easy to remember.
All right.
And it
uh,
says your website's here, Philly Sandwich co.com.
Okay, now it's time to give away some tickets. Anybody interested? Carlos Mencia.
Ah,
This is a
these
good
are
one.
these are hot button tickets right here.
He's coming next week, actually. It's Friday, February 28th. At 7 o'clock, the doors open. Show starts at 8 o'clock. and
Where do the people have to go?
They have to go to Wild Horse Pass.
And they have to be caller number 7. And what's the digits?
Caller number 7 right now, 602-303-5869. Once again, 602-303-5869 for Carlos Mencia tickets for Friday, February 28th.
And Brad, the phones are lighting up, and while our engineer takes care of that, why don't we just start with the beat on the street?
And our lovely engineer will be working real hard on that for us.
Well, yeah, getting all the vital stats and everything, and we get the tickets out to you and everything. I know that working the phones really hard right now, but let's continue on because we are giving away Carlos Mencia tickets right now. Caller number 7, 602-303-5869. Brad,
right.
beat the street.
All right, we're beating the street now. So first one, we're going to go with an international story to start it off. Last week, I think we ended with an international story. So
It's been like the Olympic theme. We're overseas.
Yeah, well, this one is about
European.
Yeah, European. It's what are you, if you're American when you go in the bathroom and you're American when you come out? What are you when you go inside?
European?
Yeah.
Right, thank
Okay.
you.
Anyway,
Very
yeah,
funny.
that's an old one. Okay, so there's a homeless man in Hungary, the country, not a guy.
Well, he's
that's
not going hungry?
No, he happens
I'm
to be
going
a hungry guy
hungry.
in Hungary. So
Okay,
let's
sorry.
put it that way. Anyway, he decided he was on his way to an Alcoholics Anonymous meeting. This is no joke. And he decided he was going to take his last little bit of change that he had and buy a lottery ticket.
Okay.
So he goes in and he picks 6 numbers, and the lady at the store said, well, you need to pick a 7th number. So he just said, okay, well, let's just pick 24. Doesn't really matter. I'm not going to win. Well, he won $2.8 million.
Wow, and he was going to an AA meeting, correct?
And he's a homeless guy going to an AA meeting.
Now, wow, his life just all of a sudden turned around very fast.
Now, the interesting thing is the reason everybody found out was because he actually took a bunch of the money and made a very large donation to a hostel for homeless people.
That's really cool.
Pretty
That's a
interesting.
feel-good story.
Yeah, it's kind of.
I thought it was going to be kind of zany because I thought he was going to actually invest in a liquor store.
No, he didn't buy a bar or a liquor store.
See, that would be the
He
first thing I
actually-
do. I'd buy a vodka factory.
Of course you would.
Yeah, of course. I'm all cocktails for all. Let's
Yeah.
have a toddy.
I went to school with a guy whose family owned a vodka factory.
Really?
Yeah, it was pretty fun. When he used to go home for winter break and come back, he always came back with a couple cases of vodka.
That's
It's
my
always-
kind of friend right
It's always
there.
good in a fraternity house. It works very well.
So you did a feel-good story.
Feel-good
Okay,
story.
what else do we got?
Okay, so here we go. So now let's move over to Utah.
Utah, the
Yeah,
state to the north of us.
And many people know there's some very conservative people in Utah.
Right.
To the point where a woman was with her son at the mall, and they were walking by a store, and she noticed a bunch of indecent T-shirts.
Oh, Lord, here we go.
Basically, the T-shirts had scantily clad women on them.
And what is wrong with that? I mean, we're
I'm
sitting here in Old Town Scottsdale, and there's plenty of scantily
no
clad
problem
women
with
walking
it.
down the road here.
Well, evidently this lady didn't like it so much that she bought all 19 T-shirts they had in stock and spent a total of $567 to make her point.
Why doesn't she donate the money to another cause? I mean, is this just a very, like, is this a religious issue? Is this a statement issue? Is she anti-women? I mean, generally nowadays, women are for liberation and freedom and equality. And to me, the fact you're celebrating a woman's, better assets or tatas is a good thing.
Well, actually, this was a religious aspect. As you know, there is a...
I saw the photo of her. She looks quite frumpy.
Well, there is a very large religious community in the Salt Lake area.
Okay.
And they
don't like gals.
They frown upon sexually explicit types of
Oh,
items.
this is malarkey. I think this is good for a young man or a young individual to see. It doesn't matter if it's a boy or girl. I mean, if they like scantily clad, they like scantily clad, and it should be okay. I think this is oppression of beautiful ladies. I'm against it.
Well, it's funny.
I'm against her.
Because the lady made a comment how, enough's enough. It's on the internet. It's on TV. It's everywhere. Now you have to go into the mall and see
What women?
half-naked
What's wrong?
women.
What's wrong with half-naked women
Listen,
everywhere? They should be running around everywhere. I mean,
good
as I
with it.
said.
I'm good with it.
No
No argument here.
To me, that's just kind of a different prerogative here, at least in the Scottsdale area, the Phoenix area, as far as I see it. I mean, if you go in the outlying areas, perhaps it's different. But I see nothing wrong with a celebration of beautiful ladies. I think this is a problem. And what she needs to do is, instead of spending those dollars at this mall in Salt Lake City for all these 19 T-shirts, which probably go for 20 a pop or so, if not more.
$28 a piece.
$28 a piece. Well, she has money to burn, obviously.
Well, actually, no. Her plan was to get them off the shelves, and the store has a 60-day return policy. She's planning on returning them on the 59th day.
Why is she even returning them? Because they're going to be back on the shelf
I
again.
guess she figures if they're off the shelf for 2 months, that's 2 months less.
You
that
know,
people have to
the
see
problem
them.
I have with this, as far as I see it, I embrace scantily clad women, one. Number two, this is a freedom of speech issue. There is a First Amendment. You do have that right. The last time I checked here in the United States.
It's interesting you say that because the
Yes.
city, it's an Orem city, and the city code actually prohibits putting anything with explicit sexual material on public display. So in some ways,
if they're clothed, and I saw the picture of the entity of the T-shirt. There is no showing of any naughty parts that are not supposed to be on television or anything like that on normal TV. So this is not explicit.
But the code says it's very vague. How it says that it can be cause sexual excitement. It does
my
not
gosh,
it
I'm
does not
sorry.
have to have nudity.
If I wear the right pair of shorts that are drafty, wind can do that, for Pete's sake, for me. Okay, let's call a spade a spade.
Well,
I mean, honestly, the striking of match can
Hey,
get
man,
arousal
don't shoot
to
the
me.
messenger. That's all I'm saying.
What I'm saying. This is ridiculous. As I said, the
It is
striking of a
ridiculous.
match can change the mood for me. So
right.
honestly, are you going to prohibit matches next? Seriously, this woman has a problem. What's next?
I'm not disagreeing with you, but let's go to the next.
Well, look at her. I mean, she looks like she's never had fun a day in her life. She's got a flat top. I mean, what's wrong with her?
So this one's a little
Ridiculous.
closer to home for me. My rival school, University of Michigan. Of course, I'm a Spartan. Go Michigan State.
Oh, please.
Way better basketball team this year.
Okay, come on.
Yeah.
Right.
And anyway, better football too. Anyway, it was a University of Michigan men's hockey game that happened on Valentine's Day.
Okay.
And if many of you have been to sporting events, a lot of sporting events have what they call the Kiss Cam.
Yes, and you know what? I actually find it funny because I used to be at one of the spring training ballparks that actually has a little jumbotron, and we used to actually fool around with that quite a bit, especially with the old timers and certain younger kids that would just do like a peck and whatnot and put them in awkward circumstances.
Well, you want to talk about awkward circumstances. So this guy decides he's going to take his sister to the game. And evidently his sister's a pretty good-looking girl.
By the way, I saw the photo of this. His sister is drop down gorgeous. I mean, just
Smoking
like
hot.
smoking hot.
Right.
Bingo. Yes.
So he knows about the kiss cam, and he figures, you know what? I could be a victim of the kiss cam.
He was prepared, it sounds like.
And well, he kind of was. He said, you know, I know it's my sister. I know I'm going to be on the kiss cam. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a sign that if I get on the kiss cam, it says, "This is my sister." And sure enough, they got on the kiss cam, and he holds his sign up, "This is my sister."
Nice.
Yeah, so anyway, just so you know, the video of that has gone viral. There's been over 3.8 million hits of the YouTube video.
That is
of
hilarious, but that is ingenious thinking. Obviously, he was thinking this way. He knew his sister was smoking. One, and they would get on the kiss cam because she's a good-looking gal. She was really attractive. So, be that as it may, that is genius thinking.
I thought so.
Because those hockey games get a good crowd, too.
Yeah, not too bad.
Not too bad at all.
Not too bad.
Have you ever been on a kiss cam, Brad?
I can't. Yeah, actually, once I was. Yeah.
And what was it with a girlfriend? Was it with your mother?
It was with
who
a girlfriend.
Okay.
So it was
Wouldn't
okay.
that be awkward? I mean, you have to pick
can you
mom.
imagine? Yeah, I can imagine.
Or
if it was
grandma.
like your sister or your cousin.
But I can see you kind of like a Richard Dawson type. You would kiss anybody.
Yeah, maybe. Real nice, Len. Thanks a lot.
No, you're very welcoming to folks.
Okay. Yeah, oh yeah, that's it. I'm very welcoming.
Yes. So what else do you have for us, Brad?
Okay, so now we're going to skip down to a small town in South Carolina. It's called Pickens.
Pickens, huh?
Yeah, so check
Is it
this out.
Slim Pickens or what?
So, yeah, right. No,
Right.
he's in Texas. No, or that's Boone Pickens. Anyway, whatever.
I'm confusing
yeah,
you.
it's all good. Anyway, so, you know, first of all, I didn't even know anyone could rent VHS tapes anymore.
Do they still have Betamax by any chance?
I don't think so. I think VHS took them out about 30 years ago.
Oh, I still have a Betamax video player.
bet you do.
I do in storage.
I'm not surprised.
And I still actually have the beta cassettes. Why was there two different... I hate to switch gears and be ADD on the show like I so often
If you
do.
want, I can tell you. I happen to know the answer.
Why was there VHS and there was Betamax? There was two different types at that period of time. And I remember video stores. They had the VHS side, and there was the beta. It was like the Hatfields and McCoys of video.
Well,
it
you
was
know
really
what?
strange.
It's a very similar thing between the newest generation of DVDs and HD video.
Okay.
What it was is back in the day that the two different formats came out. One was delivered by, I forget the main company that put out the VHS, but Sony issued their own format, which was the Betamax. And
Which my family sided with. We were the beta people in 1981.
It was one of those things, it was kind of Coke or Pepsi. You picked one or the other, and you hoped you picked the winner.
What did you pick there, Brad?
I was more VHS.
You went with the Joneses.
Well, the reason why is because there was more stuff available on VHS than Betamax. So that was kind of the sign. And the same thing kind of happened just recently with the HD DVDs and the other form, the Blu-ray. That's what it was.
Oh, okay.
And one of those also, I believe HD DVDs was the Sony format, and the Blu-ray was the rest, or vice versa. Anyway, regardless.
So did Sony get knocked out again?
Like
Beta?
I believe so.
Oh, this is sad. They're over, too.
What are you going to do?
That's not a good batting average.
Yeah, it's all good.
Anyway, so a VHS tape is floating around.
This lady goes in 2005. She rents the VHS tape. Once again, I didn't even know they were available since
I think you're still getting it.
1987.
I still have VHS at home.
Of course you do.
Yeah.
So anyway, this lady, she was a 27-year-old woman, and she got arrested for failing to return the video. So now
So
talk
2005 to it's been 9 years.
So 9 years worth of late fees caused her a night in jail.
A night in jail for a really?
Yeah, and she rented the movie Monster-in-Law. Not even the greatest movie.
It wasn't even Roadhouse.
No.
Seriously.
If it was Roadhouse, maybe we'd
Roadhouse,
you'd
you'd get a pass. You'd be probably tough.
Well, what happened was the owner of the video store actually had a warrant issued on this lady for theft.
For that long? Was the video store even in business? That's another question. How did they...
You know what? All it says...
Is this a business that evolved into other formats, perhaps?
Well, the company is still in business. Evidently, they don't just rent VHS tapes, because otherwise I don't know how they would do anything, because I don't even know anyone still has VHS.
What was the last VHS tape you bought?
Bought?
Ooh,
I don't know.
Off the top of your head. Do you remember?
It's been so long ago, I couldn't even tell you.
Actually, this dates back probably to, I think as like an Easter present, my mom got me the second copy of Roadhouse I owned. It was like an Easter
you
present
and
or
Roadhouse.
something. No, I have two copies at home, and they're both VHS, funny enough. I still have do you still have a VHS player?
I no longer have a VHS player.
I still have one floating around.
That doesn't surprise me.
Well, I still have videos. Okay, when you have VHS videos, Brad, let me ask you this. How do you can't morph them into a DVD?
They actually have services now to take VHS and put them on DVD.
Do they really?
Yeah, like in the old
See,
days.
this is an informative show besides humorous.
They used to take 8mm and put them on VHS. Now they do VHS to DVD.
Okay.
So,
well, what else? So, do you have any more stories, or is that?
That's it. We had a couple good ones there.
Well, the VHS one was pretty good. Now, you know what? You better be careful. If you it's sort of like a library book. If you hold on to it too long, you may do a little time. Hey, and speaking of doing a little time, you got to do a little time here at the Philadelphia Sandwich Company here in Old Town Scottsdale. I tell you, Dennis just walked by with a big cheesesteak.
I know.
That's going around.
I could smell that thing. It's unbelievable.
The aroma is just fantastic. I'm salivating on the mic here.
Yeah, I
And
couldn't
this is an
work
expensive
here.
microphone.
I wouldn't stop eating if I worked
No,
here.
I'd be definitely balloon up here a little bit. But come on down once again to the Philadelphia Sandwich Company. It's a 4225 North Craftsman Court in Old Town Scottsdale, which is right off 3rd Avenue. So if you're coming down Scottsdale Road, whether north or south, go west on 3rd Ave. It's your first right, and it's right next to Dos Gringos. I mean,
So
a lot
if
of
you're
folks
having a couple beverages at Dos Gringos and you need
Couple
something to eat
toddies.
afterward, come
Yeah.
on down here. These guys are open late.
Yeah, we actually have to thank our friend Howard Hughes, of course, from a Stand Up Scottsdale, which to me, I really am excited actually to be teaming up with him, especially on his vision of comedy and what he's bringing in. A lot of great talent and everything, and he did actually give us some great information about his 2-year run with the spot here in Scottsdale.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
I mean,
actually. It's a
Stand Up
good spot.
Scottsdale, go
Good
check it
setup.
out. Of course, Esteban's going to be playing there each and every Thursday, which, if you remember him from the infomercials, I think that's a pretty cool thing.
I remember from back in the days when he played at the Hyatt.
Yeah, I mean, he bounced around. I didn't even know he was a local guy until
Oh, yeah,
recently.
he's
I didn't know
big
he was a
time.
Phoenix guy.
Yeah.
I saw him on infomercials, so I thought he was nationwide.
I
thought
think
he
I
probably
saw him
lived
for
in
the
LA or
first
something.
time like 15 years ago.
See, that's just crazy right there. So next week, actually, we'll announce our winners. We already have them and everything, but our engineer hasn't passed them up to us since we're on location. So we'll actually announce that next week and everything. But for Brad, I'm Len. Thank you so much for listening to the Wild Jokers here on 24/7 Comedy Radio for Phoenix, AM 1260, 96.1 FM. Have a great weekend.